Hi, my name is Rebecca Walsh, and today I will be going over my Capstone portfolio presentation for my Master's in Early Intervention. Before we get started, I would like to go over the table of contents just so you know what I'll be talking about throughout the PowerPoint. And I'll be going over the knowledge I gained throughout the program, my goals and accomplishments, my future goals, my active research, and the conclusion. The knowledge I gained from the program is in the areas of child development, assessment, the laws and requirements of educators, collaboration, research, diverse populations, and working with families. To start, obviously every class I've taken in this program has taught me about child development, normal child development, where a child should be in all the domains at a certain period of time. That's really helped me in my developmentally delayed preschool class because I'm able to look at the kids, I know where they should be functioning, and I can be able to see their strengths and their weaknesses to be able to pull them up to the level that they need to be at. I can incorporate certain strategies or interventions in the classroom that might help them communicate better with their peers, become more social, get their cognitive level up where or closer to where it should be. Motor skills, handwriting, even just playing on the playground can be hard for some of the children I teach. So it's been really helpful to be able to know where they are and where I want them to be in the future and how it is I get them there. Right now I'm in my last semester, but I'm still taking another class where I'm actually looking at looking at one child and seeing how they perform in all of the domains. And that's been really helpful to I guess it's a culmination of all the knowledge I've learned to be able to do that project at the very end. I've also gained knowledge in assessment. Assessment is very important to be able to look at your kids and see where they are, what they know, what they don't know. It's an area that I struggled in a lot when I first became a teacher. I didn't really have a lot of experience, and taking meaningful data was hard for me. So in SPED 688, I was able to do projects where I took all types of data on children and was able to apply that to lessons. I was able to look at it and it became more meaningful for me and really helped me to be able to see where my children were performing. And not only did it help me to see what my children knew, what they didn't know, there's, areas of weakness in the class that I might not have realized if I was not taking that meaningful data, it also showed me is what I'm doing effective. Is the strategies that I'm using with this child, is it working? And if it's not, I can change my teaching to become a more effective educator. The laws and requirements of educators, it was something that I think is confusing for everybody even after you've taught for so long. There's so many things with IDEA and IP timelines to be able to learn, and you'll even look, I've been teaching for a few years and sometimes even administration is still confused about it. So it's been really helpful for me to kind of get the timelines and what's expected of me as an educator legally kind of ironed out, and so I know where to perform. Collaborations between teachers and other service providers. When I first started teaching, I never would have imagined how many people are involved in an IEP process between the OT, the speech therapist, the APE teacher, the physical therapist, and how important it is to really all come together for the common goal of that child. In SPED 689, I learned a lot about collaboration and how to make it all work. It can be difficult when 5 people are coming in your classroom telling you that you should need to do this, you need to do that, incorporate this in your lesson. It can be a lot of work, and it makes it a lot easier to manage now that I've learned about collaboration and the importance of collaboration and the purpose of collaboration from this program. Research is something very important that I've learned in this class. I was not really familiar with research techniques or methods before I started graduate school, and obviously in Education 601 we learned the basics of how to research, where I can find articles, where I can find books about certain topics of educational needs for the students, and also in this class I've learned how to research to be able to do the big Capstone presentation that I did learn. That I did do. Evidence-based practice is something that is very important as educators use, because we want to make sure that what the methods that we're using, the interventions that we're using, have actually had research behind them to show us if they worked or not. So being able to have experience with looking at data and going into the library and be able to find articles to support that and be able to use it in your classroom has been very helpful. Working with diverse populations, it doesn't seem like something's challenging. I didn't really know too much about it, but being in graduate school, it's made me look at it a lot differently. I've learned that just because someone is a different background as you are, they might have different opinions, but we really need to all come together and work for the common goal of the child. I've learned, I work at a school that's primarily African American, and I've learned that, you know, some things that I say that I might not find offensive, they might find offensive, and I've become sensitive to that, to be able to talk to my parents in the classroom better, to be able to talk to the kids better, to be able to incorporate the community into the classroom, which is very important in early intervention. I think that once you learn how to work with people from diverse backgrounds and collaborate with them, you've done something really special, because you can now, you know, kind of become part of a trusting network of people that, you know, they can turn to. And just respecting one another has, you know, is of course really important. And finally, working with families. Families are obviously very important in early intervention. They're more invested in their child than anyone else that you'll meet, and they know more about their child. And from interviews, you can gain so much knowledge that you need from the families. In SPED 767, we were given the opportunity to be able to interview a family, determine the strengths and needs of the family, and then be able to go out in the community and talk to the family, or go into the community and find resources for the family to use. And that was really helpful for me to be able to be comfortable enough to work with a family that closely and be able to help them implement things in their day-to-day routine that would actually help benefit their child in the future.